Test, test. Here we go. All right. Excellent connection. Excellent connection. You guys hear me? You guys see me? You guys hear me? You guys see me? I want to apologize. My stream got cut. We're going to try the OBS. And we are going to try the OBS. It's going to be a little bit behind, so I do a lot of Twitch streaming too, so we're going to see if OBS in my streaming actually is better than using the YouTube thing, because there's got to be something in the software. So anyways, I apologize about the interruption. I guess we start over real quick for the next 30-45 minutes. Shout out to my club memberships: Sandy, Paul, T.I. Dino, Justin91LX, Brutal, Donnie B, and the people who support my channel. So we're going to try this on OBS and see what happens. And I apologize for the break earlier. So anyway, it looks like I have a really good connection using OBS as a encoder, if that makes any sense. So anyway, we were talking about Dad's car and how, you know, how the GT40 stuff really is kind of the bang for buck. So I think this week what we are going to do, what me and Cousin Paul are going to do this week, is we're going to go ahead and we're going to probably change. Is higher than recommended bitrate. We recommend that you change bitrate. Okay. I'm not changing bitrate. Hey, if this cuts out again, I'll figure it out. But you know what? You don't know if your streams are popping or not if you don't try to do some of the software. Does it look pretty good and sound pretty good? I know the sides are a little bit smaller or whatever, but like I said, I'm using OBS. So I'm thinking that there's a problem with the encoder in YouTube's live studio, because it just cuts out on me, and I don't know why it does that. So anyway, we're going to try to use OBS when I do that. So where were we at? What were we talking about? I think there's about a 5 or 10 second delay between me talking and me checking chat or whatever. So anyway, let's talk about the white car real quick. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I've been super lazy with the white car. I'm literally this close to putting it on the dyno, and you know, I just been so lazy with it. All I got to do is finish the charge pipe and the down pipe and change a clutch cable and just start tuning. You know what I mean? What's up, Chris? It's good to see you. So, yeah. What else do we got? We're going to try this OBS. I was going to try the classic streaming too, but I don't know why YouTube and their encoder, I got the best internet I can buy from Spectrum, so I don't know why the encoder is like it is. But Josh M, debating on getting my Windsor or heads ported and milled. There's 64cc or get some AFRs. Well, if you get some AFRs, I mean, you're still going to spend a lot of money on them. And it's kind of like, do you spend the money on the GT40s, or you spend the money on the cast irons, or you spend the money on the aluminum? You know what I mean? Well, the aluminum does save some weight, but for what you're going to actually get from the aluminum heads versus what the money you're going to spend in the cast iron heads, it's kind of like a, what do you want to do? You know what I mean? There's a lot of money. AFRs are a lot of money, and you could put a couple $100 in a set of cast iron heads and go fast and be happy. So I don't know what's going on with this. You guys okay? Are we still good? 65 PSI on 24-pound injectors would support 500 wheel. Or 400 wheel. I agree. Let me see if I can change my bit rate right here. So you guys, I apologize about. Let's go back to. Let's go to 3,000. Apply. Hit OK. Hopefully I didn't lose you guys. Am I still here? Okay. I had to change the bit rate because the I don't know. YouTube streaming is rough, man. I just had a T56 put in a Mustang, and I was told my speed gauge won't work. Anything I can do? I'm not real sure. I don't think we hooked mine up, but there is something you can buy for the T56. Yeah, we're back, Mike. What's up? At Paul, cool. Do you have a handy link? Yeah. Here, I'll give you a clutch pack video. That's an old video, bro. I think we got one. Need a good clutch that's okay, I'll go to Okay, how you feel about need a good clutch that's not a stiff pedal for McLeod RXT. If you're gonna buy something, Jody, just buy the good one. They have a great pedal effort. I promise you that. How do I feel about Holly Terminator X? That's actually a Justin 91LX question because he knows way more about it than I do. Creative Custom, but I like it. I just haven't done the Terminator yet. Nathan Tuck, surprised the GT40 intake install didn't create more horsepower in your dyno run. Nathan, that's what we were talking about earlier before my stream got jacked up. I'm not doing that intake due diligence. The only reason why it didn't make more horsepower is because it doesn't have enough fuel and timing to do it. Now remember, Dad's old blue car is untuned. All we're doing is riding off mechanical timing, fuel pressure, and the FMU itself. That was the whole point. Black Widow. I have a 95 SN95 T5 and mine. Speedometer still don't work. Why? Check your cable, man. Anthony Wilson, what's up? Any way I tell to a motor is a 347 without opening it? Not really. A dead giveaway is pulling the oil pan off and seeing if the rod bolt is clearanced. Because on a 347 at the bottom of the piston cylinder, you have to clearance. Do you understand? You have to clearance for the rod bolt to come around or to hit the bottom of the cylinder. What's up, Joe Gidley? There's another one of my members. I appreciate your membership, Joe. I just installed one on a 93 Cobra. Name of the clutch again, bro. It is the McLeod RXT. It's a twin, and it's an aggressive clutch, but it's got a great pedal, and you won't have any sort of slippage. I promise you that. Seeing the 11s and 19-pound injected dad's car was awesome. Thanks, Joe. Also, what's the top electrical connection on a T5? Is it the backup? No, that's the neutral safety. There's actually a little pin that goes behind the sensor that when you push the clutch in, it lets the car start at the solenoid. What's up, trunk back? Also, what's the top? Okay. Nathan Tuck, if I install a GT40 heads and intake and 19-pound injectors NA, will I need an adjustable fuel pressure regulator? I would probably put one on and crank it up to like 45. With the vacuum off. I'm running HCI and 30 pounds, no adjustable regulator. So, the stream seems to be holding pretty well. All right. I think I like this OBS better. I do think I like this OBS better. So let me do something real quick, and I apologize. Okay, where we at? I got GT40 intakes on mine, and it runs good. FPR is always good for tuning. Jody, mine broke off yesterday. Hey, when I was with my dad's blue car over at the, when we first did the valve spring video, like, my diaphragm on my fuel pressure regulator blew up because there was gas coming through the vacuum. So always be checking on that too if you suspect your fuel pressure regulator is going bad. Creative Custom Crap by Jay Hall. Popped a 93331 first time I got into Boost, so now I get Cometics and a Terminator. Sick of the SCT crap. Nobody in New England can tune it. I get it. I don't have a problem with 933s. I like to take copper spray and I spray all the gasket. All but the ports. The antifreeze ports. It's solid here in Florida. Josh M, yes, you need a fuel pressure regulator. Jeffrey, you going to run the FMU when you go MAF, or are you just going to go straight larger injectors? When we switch to MAF, we're gonna go to, when we switch to mass air, we're gonna go right into tuning. Because I know that GT40 intake, Josh, or Jeffrey, I know that GT40 intake's got more in it. No way. Brad Pittman, what's the biggest turbo you have ever ran before? 7675 Precision. We do have an 80, but that's a secret. When's a white car coming out, Mike J? Well, I'm being super lazy, let's put it that way. It'll be out before the year's out. What trick flow parts do you install on GT40 intakes? What trick flow parts did you install with GT40 intakes? Just the valve springs. I put the new, to answer your question, I like 9s. I also put the trick flow lifters in because the car needed new lifters. So, Brian GT101, need one of you guys to work on my car. LOL. Sorry, bro. Nathan Tuck, Broken Tool, thank you. So the white car, to go back to what somebody was asking, the white car, we need a couple pipes fit. We got to weld some stuff up. So nothing, no big deal. Ever heard of Matthew Harrison in OKC? No. Creative Custom Crap. Do you know thread seal the bottom of the head studs, or are you just the bottom corners? I thread seal I only thread seal the ones that are in the bottom, because they're in a water jacket. So definitely want to thread seal them. If my harmonic balancer is shot, you recommend aftermarket or just another stocker? Get a trick flow, or get as far as the balancers are concerned, Jeffrey, get something that you can do removable weights on. They seem to be a little bit more accurate, but I would definitely go with something aftermarket. They're not very much money either. Maybe 100, 150 bucks tops. And you're going to spend half that on the stock one. Brian GT101. Does Dave Flake still build motors? Dave Dalkey, yes. He's very, very busy. Where are we at? Do you tune with modes, corridors? I do. The link in your description for membership isn't working. Tried twice today. Maybe check it out. If you want to support the channel, I'm pretty sure, I don't know why that link's not working, but this is the one I was talking about. I'm pretty sure that link will work, right? There we go. That's the link to the membership. If you notice the people's name in green, Nathan Tuck and Broken Tool and Joe Gidley, they're all club members. So, if that helps you out, Jeffrey. ATI and Innovated West balancers are bad boys, and you can remove the weights. Let me tell you what. I had a fluid damper, and I'm pretty sure that's ATI, right? I had a fluid damper. I had 2 of them go bad on me. I don't understand how. How do you feel about GT40 lower breadbox upper? Man, I would love to have a breadbox upper. I say send it. Do it. Gary Shanks, glad to see you gearheads still working on the sport. Back in the days, best heads I could get was 289 hypo heads. Enjoy all the options you have now. Enjoy the channel very much. I appreciate that, Gary. I appreciate the kind words. So, what else we got going on? Well, you know we're building the 363 too, but I got so many things going on with business, and you guys know I coach football. I don't know if you know that or not, but that's no secret. I got a lot of things going on. So, I appreciate you, Jeff. Glad to see, it's a bitch to work on the bread box. Is it really? Isn't that the one that you can get to both sides of the injectors? Kind of like you do with the Trick Flow Box R? So, what is going on here? Oh, here we go. My right-hand man, my motor. Appreciate you guys. If you don't know what a bread box looks like and what he's actually talking about, it looks like this. Okay, that's too much. I can't show a picture of it. It's basically just a box on top of a GT40. It's the upper only. So, I'm really excited to see the white car. My new engine is very similar, same turbo, except I am an auto, but still stock block like me. I'm curious to see how she lives. Brad Pittman, I'm going to send it, dude. I'm not even going to lie to you. But I'm having so much fun. I'm having so much fun with this. I mean, I don't know why I like doing Dad's Blue cars so much. Maybe it's because if I break it, I can fix it pretty much immediately. And it's like, it's a video that I want to do, Brad. It's like, and to everybody that's listening, it's like, you know, how fast you want to go. It's like, if you want to go fast, you got to pay the big money for the T56 or the TH400 or, you know, the big turbo or the big motor. Whereas you can just come over here and have a blast with stock parts and just break them. It's crazy. But the simple stuff, that's it, Jeffrey. It's the common man's car. And I'm never going to stop. Like, I'm never going to get rid of Dad's Blue car. It is like, I have the opportunity, and I'll get to it, and I'm going to tell you, I have the opportunity to get, you know, to make this car like Project Hot Wheels. You guys remember Project Hot Wheels? That car was awesome. Just what Smurf said. Sandy right there in chat. Race it, break it, fix it, repeat. Constant, every week. Literally every week. That's what we're doing. So, Stroke Stang 66. Have you ever thought of breaking the 1,000 horsepower in stock block 302? Chris is at 918. Yes. That's why I got the whole idea of Hobo 50. Because I'm pretty good friends with Chris Watson. And I know that I can make 1,000 wheel on a stock bottom N302. Will it last very long? I don't know. John Doe, I appreciate the bolt-on stock-on parts, keeping it real. Maybe I would be happy at 325 wheel. You know, I'm probably going to sell this supercharger kit in the winter and go turbo. But you know what I mean? When you launch it to track what RPM you leave at. I feather the clutch and I send it mod motor. I'm going to be honest with you. Probably about 5,000 if I had a number. That's usually where I like to launch at. What's up, Frank? I still need you to do a video on how water box burnout stage. We're going to do a video for newbies. Racing for newbies. So, don't worry about that. What's up, John? I've seen Danny at the track. He runs those cars balls to the wall. No F's givens, bro. What's up, David Crow? So, like, those are just one of the many videos that I have in mind, to be honest with you, is, you know, what goes into racing. Like, when I make these videos, there's a lot of money that's spent to make these videos. And I do the video and the vlogging and all that stuff for fun. Sure, it's monetized, but who cares? Monetization is just a rudimentary scale that just says, hey, you're doing pretty good. So when I made the video for this last one, the GT40 intake, I had already owned the GT40 intake, but like I had to buy the lifters, and you know, of course I had to buy the springs, and you know, I had to pay to get 2 pulls on the dyno, and you know, we had to take it to the track, and you know, there's a lot of money that's spent to do these videos. So I think it would be, to do a really good video, I would have to start literally from race prep. And if you ask Paul, cousin Paul, who's here in chat, and Sandy for that matter, who's Smurf TT, they can attest to, literally, we have to plan days out to race in a week. You know what I mean? So it's not just throwing some tires on your car and going out racing. That'll end up getting you a 2.2 60 foot and a butt-hurt 15-second quarter mile. Trust me. So that's what we're gonna try to do on our video. I have a 95 302. I'm thinking of trying to do 1,000 wheel as well. Hypertech pistons. 633 right now. Good luck with that, Stroke Mustang. Wow, that's a lot of horsepower. Brad Pittman, 325 to 500 horse Foxes are a lot of fun. That's right. Over that starts becoming a handful. And you got a lot of risk, Brad, in breaking parts. Joe Gidley, running cables from the battery relocate to the rear. I've been looking into running the battery cables under the vehicle, then running through the spare pair of tires. That's a great idea. Keeping them out of the car is not a bad idea. That way, if they get messed up, Joe, they're outside of the car and you don't burn your car down. Where do you think Fox bodies are headed in the next few years? Man, that's for a whole nother stream, Brian. But to answer your question, they're only going to get more expensive. All the parts, all the cars, because there's a lot of people. I don't know if you've watched Facebook. There's a lot of people out there that are parting these cars out. And here's the thing, and I'm not really like mad at them for doing it. But if you're going to part a car out, or you're going to part a Mustang out, at least save it all. You know what I mean? There's a lot of guys that just get the good parts out of it and then they scrap the rest. Man, that's not saving a Fox body. Especially if you broke something the week before. Okay, David Crow, I'll let you know what I'm putting down, Neo. Waiting for a Holly. All right, David. Black Widow, buy all the Fox bodies now and save them all. DSS Pistons, yeah or nay? They're just fine. EFI or carb, thoughts? I have been both ways. Brutal did a really good video if you guys didn't check it out. And yeah, he did a really good video on carb versus EFI. I'm an EFI guy. I make a lot of money doing it. You know, knowing my stuff with Fox bodies, and you know that I've made it my passion. And there's a lot of bugs and ticks and stuff like that, and EFI wiring harnesses and computers and tuning. It's just, I guess I'm more intrigued by an EFI versus a carburetor. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but it's just more of a thing that I like to do. There's more little tricks that I can mess with an EFI to make it go faster. Brad Pittman, never tried DSS. I've tried lots of luck with JE. JEs are good too. Black Widow, I could use a center console for an 86 GT 5-speed. I've got a bunch of them that my buddy Nate Inbody gave me a long time ago. What's the torque box reinforcement kit out there? What's the best one? There really isn't a best one because they're pretty much all made the same. They just copied each other. And when does that stream come on the direction of the Fox body? We'll probably talk about it next stream. I mean, we probably got 10 or 15 minutes here, so I'll start talking about it now if you want. But anyway, one second. I'm trying to mess with these keys. Anyways, as far as Fox bodies are concerned, I think one of the majors. Yeah, make sure you hit me up a like, fellas. I think one of the major problems with our Fox bodies at this point is they're getting more expensive because they're getting harder to find, right? That's just normal. But one of the problems that happened in 2020, and the reason why prices went up and the reason why they're harder to find, is because people are starting to hoard them, and there's, just like the other cars, they're trying to part them out too much. And, without getting into politics, which I'm not interested in talking about, it's just with the new communities and the new, in some of the new social medias, it's just a lot easier to part things out like that. And just, when I part a Fox body out, I make sure that me and Cousin Paul and Cousin Fred take every possible usable part off that car and we put it somewhere, whether we get paid for it or not. Because I love my Mustangs. Yes, they are profitable, but that doesn't mean they all need to be parted out. Case in point, if you've seen Project Hobo 5.0 that we want to do, that would be a part out for 99% of the people. Brad Pittman, whenever they sold that Cobra on JT Barrett for 100 grand, are you talking about the last Cobra R ever made? Number 107, Brad? Lynn Twin Customs. Finding a clean, nice Fox body. Yes. T-Web. Too bad the black interior is so expensive. Yes. I've actually gotten to the point to where I'm taking old gray and red and blue consoles and I'm actually restoring them to black. Cousin Paula does a lot of that, and he did that in my black interior video. He does a very nice job with it. That's his craft. He's really good at it. I have a 90 GT Fox. The guy bought it from me, pulled the heater box and the dash, and pulled the plastic from behind the vent. I don't know why you would do that. What's the biggest cubic inch you can stroke on a 3022? 347. Brad Pittman, I'm not sure if it was an R model. You talking about the red Cobra? I'm very good friends with the guy who bought the last Cobra R on Barrett Jackson. That has to be it. It sold for 100 grand. It's... Come on, Adrenocycle. Yeah, I know the guy personally that bought the last Cobra R. I'm actually very good friends with him. How much you guys think a modified notch is worth? Not crazy mods. 10 grand. Notches are good money. If it's modified, it's clean, it's got a good paint, decent interior, 8 to 10. I mean, without looking at it, I mean, there's a lot of things that go involved with that, but 50 Tustin is done making videos. Yeah, I know. Broken Tool. I swapped from SEM to Rust-Oleum. You think so? You know who else sells good interior paint? National Parts Depot. I used their titanium. It's spot on. It's a Adrenocycle now. AOD guy. Let me see if I can change the delay. How do you change the delay on the output? Anyway. Adrenocide. Too bad I love 86 Canyon red interior and it isn't easy to match. That whorehouse red. Oh, man. Oh, Jeff. 89 GT50. I used to use one. I used one can of LMR black paint. It looked like crap. I don't use LMR's black paint. They have a good smoke gray though. I use SEM 15013. SEM 15013 is the paint we use for black. It's amazing. What's up? Brad Pittman, yeah, sometimes they call interior paint vinyl dye, yeah. SEM let me down, new classic coat, black coat, 2 cans were different shades. Oh, that porno red. Anybody daily drive a carved car? I'm going to give it a shot next year. It's going to run well. It doesn't run good in cold, but that's just normal carburetor stuff. Adrenocide, been dropping big cash on LMR right now that I have on 89. Jacob Miller, I hate when people rip the AC out and gut the cars. It just, look, my buddy, hey, Jacob, from what Jacob was saying, my buddy Mike was just like, you should make a video, and there was nothing wrong with it, but he was like, you should make a video on light is might. And that's really not what I want to do, because I could gut Dad's old blue car and run 1150. But I don't want to do that, because I want to keep it as street and as pure as possible without going overboard and keeping it, you know, keeping it streetable. You know what I mean? Max power out of 42s and L40, 340 with stock lines and GW wiring. Well, you got the good pump. So Creative Custom, I would say 500 wheel on a Mustang dyno. Joe Gidley, LMR new paint they put out works awesome. I just used it. Okay. Adrenicide, enough to split the block. Yes. I took the factory sound deadener and replaced it. I mean, there's some things that are just fine taking them out of your Mustang. Like, but, like, completely gutting them to go fast, unless it's a dedicated race car with some street ability, kind of just goes from the purpose of what I'm trying to do with Dad's old blue car. Like, even my white car has full interior. It's gotta look like a 5.0 to me that I can drive to Walmart. You know what I mean? Got my Holly from Cobra, going to start wiring it next week. Nice. Broken tool and the useless rear seats. You're right. I run rear seats and I don't know why. Adrenicide. As soon as you start gutting the car, you stop driving it. That's what I'm saying. You should do a bone stock, more power. You should do a stone stock build. I mean, stone stock from factory floor. Then put the ADS chip in it. Be amazed. I'm taking my AC out. Yeah, you know, I take my smog and AC out because I live in Ohio. So. What's more impressive is a gutter fast car is a fast car with everything working on it that came with. That's right. Hey, Mike, if you need help, hit me up. I just did one last month. Joe Gidley, what am I going to expect with the deleted EGR? Now, Joe Gidley, I will tell you that sometimes when you delete your EGR, it throws a code. Doesn't mean that the engine's going to run any different, but they do have what's called an EGR delete bypass, where you can plug it into your harness, and it tricks the computer into thinking the EGR is running. Too hot in Missouri to have no AC. I get it. Brian GT101, turbo. You wouldn't touch AC if you lived in Florida. I know. Isn't that what Windows are for, bro? I have a non-EGR Explorer intake. I kept the EGR plugged on the computer. Runs good. Okay, so more power. The highest altitude track, man, I don't even know. I don't even really check that much. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm just a one, 4 or 5, handful of times I go race on the track. I don't get into the whole DA too much. I don't get into the altitude. I don't go crazy with stuff like that. But I mean, it would pay attention. Nitrous 200 shot. She loves it. Now that I got a bunch of people here in the chat, what do you guys think about putting nitrous on Dad's old blue car just to see an old 30-year-old nitrous kit that I got sitting in the corner, just to see the comparison between that and the supercharger? I mean, I think it would be cool. Mike made the idea. I don't know if my buddy Mike is in some of my videos. He drove the black coupe. And he's like, hey, I got this idea. Oh, okay. 1 second, Matt. He said, I got this idea. He's like, let's throw the nitrous in it that we've had from 30 years ago. And we'll put 100, 125 shot in it and see what Dad's blue car goes. And it'll be a good comparison video. Like, what I'll do is literally have the nitrous set up, make a pass in Dad's car with the supercharger, take the belt and charge pipe off, hook the nitrous back up, warm the bottle, and go send it. I mean, it is the end of the season, right? I mean, we're getting towards the end of the season to where even if I split my dad's block, or even if I mess that motor up, I would just build another one. I'd probably have another one built before the snow hit. I think we need to... Do you think that video would fly, man? You think that video would be strong? Do you think that, I mean, because I mean, I do like views and whatever. So it would be really cool to like see if I can get how many views I can get from like nitrous versus supercharger. I mean, you're using the same exact platform. So I'm taking a supercharger that makes seven pounds of boost, which should make 100 wheel, and I'm taking a 30-year-old nitrous kit, which is about 100 shot of nitrous, and see which one goes faster. Now, I'm not a nitrous guy, and I'm not a supercharger guy. You guys know that. I'm just messing around with stuff that I don't normally mess around with, and I'm okay with that. Only one Wednesday night, grunge night, maybe 3 Saturdays. Hey, Sandy, Mike's talking about doing that this week for the footage. Adrenocide, I think you said something. All right. Nitrous might make more torque. That's true. Spray it. I mean, we would just do it just to do it. It would be fun. I have never driven nitrous before. Mike, my buddy Mike, who I race with, that's in my black coupe. That the guy that races in my black coupe. When we built that car, I had already had my black car and my white car running, or I think I had the black and the blue and silver car running. So I never raced it, but it was on nitrous forever. Oh man, you might get hooked. I don't know if I want to get hooked. It would probably be 100 or 125 pound shot. I mean, if that thing ran 1150s, I'm gonna be mad because I did all that work. I mean, who knows? I had never tried Sneaky Pete's back in the day, bro. Never did. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Sneaky Pete's. I'm not getting hooked on nitrous. So, anyways, I do appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the new subs that I've gotten recently, and I appreciate the memberships. Again, this is my club membership that I started recently. You can go check out some of my shirts on Teespring. It's my store on Teespring. I want to give a shout out to T.I. Dino, Kevin Cragen, Cragen Auto, Dave Dalkey, Smart Dave, the Mad Scientist, Brutal, Justin91LX, and Donnie B. Make sure you guys go check out their channels. You probably already did. 50 Tussin, Project Stock Bottom End. I'm probably going to go ahead and call it here tonight. I will be back most likely next week. We got a lot of things going on, so I do need to cut the stream short, even though it's been an hour or whatever, but I think the stream worked a lot better in the OBS encoder than it did through YouTube. And I'm sorry I don't have a voice right now. I was streaming all weekend. And like I said, I want to thank everybody who supports the channel by watching the channel, by hitting the like buttons, by supporting it with my membership. I appreciate all you guys. You guys make a dream come true for me. I do appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in my videos very soon. Big thumbs up to all you guys. Have a good evening. Yes, hit that like button on the way out, please.